Organized under the auspice of the Japanese government and with the collaboration of the United Nations Development Programme, the African Union and the World Bank, TICAD is in 8th edition and the second to be held on African soil after Kenya in 2016. According to an official note, the head of the Ivorian government gave a short and highly appreciated speech by an audience made up of luminaries, including the President of the Republic of Tunisia, Kais Saied, the Senegalese Macky Sall, President of the African Union, and 20 other African heads of state and government, as well as the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who followed the opening ceremony via video conference. Patrick Achi relied on the theme of the 8th Tokyo International Conference on African Development towards a resilient, inclusive, and prosperous Africa to discuss the future of the continent. This development enthusiast has noticed that Africa is facing storms that question its growth, its independence, and this peaceful solidarity between the large bloc, which alone allows ever greater human development. With this parameter, the head of the government of Alassane Ouattara, father of the program A Solidarity Ivory Coast, exposed the Ivorian approach to development, an approach that draws its sources from the analysis of current difficulties, in particular, the consequences of COVID-19 and those of the war in Ukraine. Faced with this crisis amplified by the challenge of climate change, the African continent must react and transform itself. For him, there is a need. It is time for Africa to forge its own growth model to gain sovereignty at all levels, from food independence to the management of its security, through the acceleration of its industry. The ZLECAf, the African Continental Free Trade Area, is for the Ivorian head of government a godsend, especially since it offers African companies a great opportunity for expansion. He insists on this approach put into practice Ivory Coast. The choice of this economic model must lead to African sovereignty in the most important sectors, as the Tunisian President Kais Saied, who hosts TICAD-8, also said. It should be noted that more than 66 official delegations attended this 8th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, in addition to regional and international organizations. Its objective was to identify ways to achieve resilience, inclusion, and abundance in Africa in a context of crisis marked by the global epidemic of the new coronavirus, global warming, and the situation in Ukraine.